Hi, it's DK, or Dr. Kim. I'm your instructor for ENGR 121, which is your engineering programming course, or ENGR 102, which is Introduction to Electromechanical Systems. I'm doing a joint video today just to get you started on the Raspberry Pi. Now, I do know that most of you in Engineering 102 have already done the course ENGR 121, but let me go over it anyways for some of you who have not. Okay, so this is your Raspberry Pi 3 box, right? And the first thing you want to do is just open it up. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Oops, I got some heat sinks in here that you might want to put on there. Let's see if I have a heatsink on any of mine. No, I don't, but you can put heat sinks on there. If you do have heat sinks on your in your box, then you might want to put these little metal heat sinks on your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so the big one goes on the big chip, right? The big one goes on the big chip, and the smaller one, the smaller heat sink, will go on the smaller chip right up here. Okay, just take the backing off, and it's an adhesive thing. Right, but if you don't have the heat sinks, no worries. Inside there's some instructions. Okay, inside the box on the Raspberry Pi. Interesting. We can go over that if you want to, but here it is. Okay, but oops, sorry, it's inside. It's still inside the box. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to stay away from static electricity, because if you discharge a static electricity on the Raspberry Pi, it'll potentially burn out. So, touch some kind of metal object or your doorknob or something like that to discharge yourself of the electricity. And you just open this thing up, right? Open it up. All right, take the chip out. Try not to bend any leads. And when you do that, it'll look like this. Okay, it'll look like this, right? So, what I'm going to do now is point out that these are the J8 or the 40-pin connector that you're going to be using to interface with external devices, to turn on LEDs, to move motors, to sense magnetic fields, whatever. You've got 4 USB ports here, all right? Our software that we've burned into your SD card, all right? Yours is more bright than mine because I've got a huge SD card here. Your SD card will go into the back side here, all right? And I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. This is where your power is going to go, all right? So let me see if I can find a power cord. Here's power, okay? Here's your power cord. And you're just going to stick it in there once it's time, right? So it'll just go right in here. And that'll power up your Pi. You can go to a monitor, a dumb monitor, okay, like go for a desktop, or to TV using your HDMI connection right in here. That's your HDMI. And of course, you have audio here. You can put the speakers in. I should have my speakers. I should have a speaker, a cheap speaker that you can see that I can put in there. This thing is your Ethernet port. You'll need to get, as you know from your email, one of these things, okay? An adapter. That adapter goes from a USB or Lightning for those of you, or Lightning cable for those of you with Macs. A USB to an Ethernet. Okay, you'll need to get one of these, all right? So those of you who have Windows machines, these things work just fine, okay? Almost any generic one works fine. I actually I've tried a number of them and they work okay. I sent you some recommended adapters. Those of you with Macs, all right, Those of you with Macs, okay. They have Apple adapters. You're just going to have to buy the Apple adapter. Of course, I'm recording all of this on an iMac. For an iMac, anything works. Okay, so you're going to have to take your Ethernet cable, right? Your internet cable right there that you have with your kit, and you're going to pop it in there, right? This end goes to your computer, okay? This end will eventually go into your Raspberry Pi, right? But we'll do that here in a little bit. Okay. So you're going to have to open up your box, your case. All right, your case has several pieces. Got the bottom plate. Okay. You might have to put on the little feet yourself. Okay, my transparent feet just kind of moved over, but that's okay. You have the side plates. Side plates. All right. There's two of them. They're different. You have the very top plate with the Raspberry Pi symbol on it. Okay. And then you have this intermediary plate. Okay. So when it's all assembled, it'll look like this. It's all assembled, it'll look like this. Bottom. That's where the USB ports and the Ethernet port is. All right. There's the side, and there's your power. Oops, power, HDMI, and your audio connection. Of course, I got this little thing on here. Okay, this little plate comes off, and then you got these guys. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is take your Raspberry Pi. Okay. And take your bottom portion and assemble it. So you're going to put all the connectors here go on the open side, right? The open side right here. So just pop it in there and just press down on it until it snaps in. That's it. Okay? That's it. Okay, now this is the tricky part, but not that tricky. Okay, now you've got these connectors here, right? You're going to have access to that eventually, but that's all right. So we have these, the ports here, the HDMI port, the power port, which is a micro USB and other things. You're going to stick this right in here, okay? The plate with the holes in it, the side plates. And there we go. Just hold on to that like that with your thumb, all right? There's another side plate for the opposite side. Slide that on there from the top. Here. I'll just slide it on from the top like this. Oops, there we go. There we go. All right. So it'll look like this. Once you have it looking like this, you're going to take this red piece here with a little Raspberry Pi on it. And you see these connectors here, and you see these little grooves here, these little runways. You just want to put it on here like that. Just put it right on here like that. Okay. Snap it in there. It'll look like this. There's your connectors. All your connectors are exposed. And then, if you want, you can put this guy on here, the very top plate. Just snaps right on. And there's your Raspberry Pi. All right, good. So that's the assembly. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to come up with the how to manipulate things with Linux. Many of you have done that already in Engineering 121, but this will be a good refresher. We are not using Arch Linux in any of my classes this semester. We are going to use Raspbian, mainly because Raspbian's written for the Raspberry Pi, for the Linux platform for Raspberry Pi, and that allows us to potentially, well, actually, that will allow us to do some Internet of Things or IoT exercises at the end of the semester. So until next time, I'll see you around.